Welcome to my kitchen. Today I am making a shortcut tiramisu, and y'all, I did this video, I made this a couple of weeks ago, and our internet service got interrupted, and so I run my camera on Wi-Fi, and unfortunately we lost the majority of the video. So I am going to do a remake at your request. So many said, please do it again. So I am going to make this again. And actually, it's kind of a good thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to Montgomery. I'll be at WSFA, and I always bring a little something for them. And this tiramisu is going to be perfect. Y'all give me a shout out. Let me know who's with me today. We're going to have a great time. Y'all, this tiramisu, hey, Pam, and let me look, y'all. Give me just a minute. Don't leave me. I knew I was forgetting something. I always set my iPad on a large, bold text. That way I can see. Hey, Mo and Deb. Hey, Mo, I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Y'all, if you want just some great recipes and a lot of fun, make sure that you follow Mo and Deb's page. Look for it. Cooking with Mo and Deb, I think it is. Y'all, if I'm not right, I'm sorry. Mo, post that if you would, please. Okay. Y'all, this is such an easy recipe, and it's one of our favorites. I like it better than the original tiramisu that takes hours and hours and hours to make. This comes together in minutes, and it's just delicious. Now, I'm starting with a block of cream cheese. This is 8 ounces of cream cheese. And I just got back from the grocery store, so that's not as soft as I would like it. I looked in the refrigerator. I did not have any cream cheese. I used it all yesterday in my spaghetti pie. So I had to make a trip to the grocery store. That's not a bad thing. Okay. To this cream cheese, I'm adding a cup of powdered sugar, and we're going to make the filling for this tiramisu. That's going right in. You can use a hand mixer. You can also mix it by hand if you'd like, but unless you've got a lot of arm power, I would suggest you not do that. Now, this is going to get a little bit loud. If you want to go ahead and turn down the volume on your listening device, go ahead and do this. This is going to take just about a minute. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it over here and just let it do its thing. I'm going to start this on low speed and let that cream cheese and sugar incorporate. Hey, Miss Robin from Virginia Beach. So good to have you with us. Now, there we go. It's coming along. I'll show it to y'all. I'm going to boost it up really fast. Like I said, I didn't let that cream cheese get as soft as it needed to be. But we're good to go. Okay. There we go. I'll take that out and let you see that in just a minute. Next, I've got a tablespoon of vanilla. And that vanilla is going right in. I'm just going to eyeball that. I never mind getting a little bit more vanilla. And I've got 2 cups of heavy cream. Now, this is all going right into this cream cheese mixture, but I'll tell you another shortcut. If a heavy cream is not your friend, and I understand if it's not, you can substitute this heavy cream For Cool Whip, just use a large tub and reduce your sugar to 1/4 cup to 1/2 of a cup of powdered sugar, and fold in your Cool Whip to your cream cheese mixture. Don't use your mixer for that. You're going to want to fold it in because you want to keep that whipped cream nice and fluffy. So if you want another shortcut, there it is. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And while this is on, I'm going to let it just kind of work together for a minute on low speed. And I'm going to show you the next ingredient. This is 2/3 of warm, strong coffee. Can y'all hear me okay, or should I wait? Let's see. Let me hear somebody say. Mo says it's got to be good with heavy cream. I'm going to go ahead and go for it. Okay, this is 3 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. Now remember, hey Amanda, 1 tablespoon per 1/3 of coffee. We're going to sweeten this up just a little bit. And I'm going to set this aside, and that way that sugar is sure to dissolve. All right, this is looking good, y'all. All right, turn down the volume. Give me about a minute. Let's put this baby on high and get her done. Hey, Johnny. I love you. Oh, yeah, this is looking good, y'all. So good. Hey, Gloria, Andrea, Nancy. I think that's it. Let me check it. We want nice stiff peaks with this because we are going to pipe this. And let's take a look. Get this out of the way here. Oh yeah, see that? That is what we call a stiff peak. If you pull your beater out of your mixture, just make sure that that peak pretty much stays as is. If it starts falling over and drooping, then beat it a little bit longer. It's super easy. Don't overthink it. And let's make sure that we scrape the bottom. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sometimes when I'm making this kind of mixture, a cream cheese and a whipped cream, I'll add a teaspoon of meringue powder to my heavy cream, and that acts as a stabilizer. Sometimes heavy cream can fall on you a little bit, and if you add just that touch, one teaspoon per cup of heavy cream, then you're going to get a nice stiff heavy cream that will last for days. It won't deflate on you, and I just love that little tip. Now, I've got a pastry bag. You can find pastry bags pretty much anywhere, y'all. They're at the dollar store. They're just everywhere. And if you don't have a pastry bag, grab a Ziploc bag and use that. You just need something with a point. And it doesn't have to be a pointy point, just something that comes to a point. And I'll show you how I fill this. This is just kind of an easy way. I put that piping bag in a glass or a cup, and that's going to keep it still for me to fill. And I'm just going to fill it up. Now, there may be just a little much in this. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's looking really good. I've got room for just a touch more. Yay. Oh, this smells so good, y'all. Look at this. I think I'm going to get it all in there. I probably should have mixed it just a little bit longer, but I hate to do that to you because I know that that noise is unpleasant. Okay, now I'm going to put this aside and we're going to start assembling this tiramisu. I have got, you'll see the recipe down below the description. Y'all, I always post the recipes along with my videos. I never make you go to a website, but many of you are not seeing the recipe. If you'll look at my title, you can scroll down, click it on. It usually will say see more in a opaque font. And click that, scroll down, you're going to see some links because I post links to stuff, and you'll see the full recipe. You can copy and paste that, and just, y'all, there it is. So if you've missed something or you're coming on late, take a look at that recipe and you'll see what we're doing. Now I have a store-bought pound cake. This is one of those frozen pound cakes, and I've let it thaw, and I'm keeping it right here in the tin that it came in. And I'll tell you what I did. I took my little handy-dandy cutters and I just cut the corners. That way I could lay it down and just put it back in this dish while it chills. Now I've got a serrated knife, that's important, and I am going to cut this in 3 layers. Just want to try to get as even as you can. So how are y'all doing today? Have you had a good Thursday? I sure have. I've been with my church ladies and we've just had a good time. All right, I am going to go ahead and cut this 3rd layer. Serrated knives work a lot better than just a regular sharp knife. It cuts through this a lot better. And let's see there we go. And there we go. I've got my 3 sections and that's looking good. Okay. Let's take, this is the bottom, and you're going to want to put this cut side up, okay? Because here's what we're about to do. It's a little, let me push this down a little bit, y'all. Hey, Peggy. No, Peggy asks, is the cake still frozen? No, it is not, but it has been refrigerated. It's easier to cut a cold cake. If you thaw it to room temperature, then it has a tendency to fall apart on you, and that goes with anything, y'all. When it's cooler, it's just easier to cut, so keep that in mind. I did put it in the refrigerator last night, anticipating making this today, and so it's just been in the refrigerator until now. All right, remember we've got 2/3 cup of coffee. So 1/3, give or take, is going right on this layer. Oh, this sweetened coffee, yum. So good. And let me take a look. A little bit more. I'm trying to avoid the edges. You can also line your pan with plastic wrap. And that's perfectly fine. I'm a little lazy today. I've kind of had a busy day today, so the less that I have to do, the better off I am. Now we're going in with our filling. So I've got my filling here, and I know it's going to be good. I made one for my brother. You know, I shared with y'all that my mother has moved to Dothan, and my brother came up to help last weekend, and he had some of this and could not believe how good it is. My husband has a new favorite too. He really loves this. Now I've got my scissors and I'm cutting a pretty large piece off of this. You want to get a good amount of filling to come out. We don't want those little dainty lines. We're going to simulate lady fingers with our filling. So I'm taking my hand and putting it at the top of the bag. If you're a newbie to using a piping bag, then tie it off with like a bread tie or a twist tie or something like that. And you're actually going to push with your top hand. Keep your other hand down low to keep it set steady, and we are going to pipe this in zigzag form. And look, that kind of resembles the look of a lady finger. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Here we go. Oops, I got rid of my cup too soon. Keep your cup handy because it'll hold this, okay? So there it goes. Now, let's see. I've got a little bit of a chocolate, and it's a chocolate sugar. If you'll look at the recipe, I've taken 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder to 2 tablespoons, or maybe it's 3, to powdered sugar. Just stirred it together, and this is what I've got. Now, I'm going to tell you that it's going to give you more than you need. As a matter of fact, this is from the last cake that I made. I just store it in a little jar, and I'm going to, I knew better than that. I'm just gonna, ooh, that's a lot. I'm gonna have to get a bowl over here. Let's see, oh, here's one right here. There we go, what I had the brown sugar in. But this is gonna make more than you need. And you know what, that's okay, it's the inside layer. And I had just a little bit of an idea. Actually, it came from my grocery shopping today. I needed some mini chocolate chips. The last one that I made, I actually took a chocolate bar and I grated chocolate over the top of it. But hey, look, this is even better. These are just mini chocolate chips, and I'm gonna put those right on top. Oh boy, they're kind of melty here. This is definitely a not melt in your mouth, not in your hands moment. But just sprinkle a few of them on there. Look at that. Okay, and then here we go with our next layer. And you know what I'm about to do. Just add that. And you want to make sure that this coffee mixture is not too hot, because if it's super hot, then you're going to melt your filling. So if it runs down on the side, just remember not to get it too terribly hot, because that, we want this cake to be pretty. Okay, let's see here. Just a little bit. Okay, let's see. That's about 1/3. Yeah, I'm right on the money. And guess what? Here we go again. All right, y'all. Top hand, squeeze from the top, and here we go. I want to bring it all the way out to the edges. There we go. And hopefully that is going to be enough to get our top layer. I think it will be. I'm going to put this inside of my strainer so that I'm not making a mess again. Nobody will ever see that first layer. And the more the merrier. And here we go again with a few more chocolate chips. And if you want to grate the chocolate, by all means do that. It's very pretty. So here we go. And on with the top layer. And listen, y'all, do you see this? This was the top of the cake. You want to put the top side down, because if you don't, it won't absorb the coffee. So we want to absorb that coffee. Yum. Speaking of coffee, I've got some of here. Yum. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's good and level. And here we go again. So, start in the middle, because it's going to work its way out, and just pour very slowly, very gently, especially on this top layer. Because remember, this top layer is going to be seen. This is going to be our display, so to speak. And let's see out there in Facebook world who's with me. Oh, I'm not seeing the comments. Oh, there we go. Hey, Kat and Lisa. There. So there we go. Done. And here is our last go around with our filling. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit, starting at the end. Oh, Lord, please let it be enough. I should have whipped it longer, because the more that you whip it, obviously the fluffier it's going to get. Oh, goodness gracious. Look at that. Well, I'll just have to cut that piece off and eat it. Yeah, I didn't whip it quite long enough, but that's okay. We're going to make it pretty anyway. So, and I'll cut that piece. We'll see. That'll be my piece. You always save one back for the cook. It's important. When I cooked professionally, I always made sure that I tasted my food, and I did a lot of live cooking demos, and I'd always say, you know, it's quality control. And it is. So here we go with a little bit more of that powdered cocoa sugar and a few more of these chocolate chips. I got a little heavy-handed with my filling, so it's just the way it goes. Y'all, I'd love to say that everything in the kitchen is perfect, but if you cook, you know that's not the case. And that's one of the reasons why I love lives, is because you really get to see how this all works. I'm going to grab a plate. Now, this needs to sit in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. This is a great make-ahead cake. I actually have one in the freezer right now. I love to freeze it. Actually, on these larger cakes, this is the larger pound cake. You can buy just an average size and then the larger size. And this one would be great to cut in two. Serve one, put the other half in the freezer, and when I have unexpected company, I can pull it out of the freezer, and really it actually is very good frozen and just takes a few minutes to thaw. Put it on the counter, or you can slice it frozen, and once you put it on the plates, it's pretty much ready to go. Now, normally I would not slice this right away, but because we're doing this together, I'm going to go ahead and slice a piece. And look at this. Look at the inside. Can you see that? Ooh, I want to be careful. There we go. And this is to be served cold. Okay? Now, let's gild the lily a little bit. and get that restaurant feel. I just love a square plate, especially with dessert. And just a couple of more chocolate chips, and I like to scatter them around and about just to kind of make a pretty presentation. Chocolate chips are like ice cubes. You've always got to drop one, but that's one thing I don't want on the floor. Honey's not good about eating. She's not a floor licker, so usually she doesn't eat things off the floor. We just can't believe we don't have a dog that eats the crumbs off the floor, but we don't. But anyway, I don't want to leave that out. Now, the longer this sits, the better it gets, because that coffee has a chance to really soak in to this pound cake. And y'all, you know me, it's go big or go home, so I'm pretty ambitious here with this bite, but I'm going for it. This is delicious, y'all. Even just right out, without even putting it in the refrigerator, it's so good. I love a cool dessert like this. This is Christina, my bonus daughter's favorite cake, and the one in the freezer is going to her on Sunday. We'll be meeting with her and some of our other family members on Sunday, so I promised her that I would save her one, and it's in the freezer. But it's so refreshing. Look, isn't that beautiful? Hey, Melinda. Mwah, love you, girl. This is such a great dessert. The coffee isn't overwhelming. You get that coffee flavor, but the brown sugar mellows out the bitter of the coffee. And by the way, that's a good, let me just follow up with that comment. If you like a more bitter tiramisu, then reduce the sugar in the coffee, and then you'll have a less sweet dessert. Some are on the fence about that, but anyway, you can really just make this however you want it. Reduce some of the sugar in the filling. You could go half a cup rather than a cup. So just do whatever you like. Hi, Joyce, or Joy. I can't see very well without my glasses, but you get the idea. And I know that the people at WSFA are going to love this. And y'all, I'm going to be in Montgomery tomorrow. Thank you, Linda. I'll be in Montgomery tomorrow, and we're leaving early in the morning. My friend Tammy is going with me, and we always have the best time. We'll go live a few times tomorrow. I'm making steak tacos. If you live in the Montgomery area and you are in the viewing area of WSFA, I'll be on between 11 and 12. I'll be on their Friday in the Kitchen show. So I always look forward to that, and they always look forward to what I cook. And then Tammy and I are going to go by that TJ Maxx that I found the good deals at. So I am really excited about that. Thanks, Dinah. I appreciate it. Dinah. Y'all, I'm not good with names. I was talking to my church lady friends this morning. We had a meeting. I'm going to be speaking in November at a church here in the Wiregrass. It's my church, Ridgecrest Baptist Church. I'll be sharing more information with you as the date gets closer, but we met this morning, and I made the comment of, when you don't know someone's name, it's always good to say, hey friend, or hey sister. So I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm rambling. Hey Jamie, has anybody got any questions? I'd love to see if anybody has questions. Let's see, Johnny. Johnny says she's going to make one and put it in the freezer. Okay, great question, Linda. Boardwick, she says, do you cover this and put it in the refrigerator? No, I don't. But I do cover it when I freeze it. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I did. I stuck mine in the freezer just like this. Once it was frozen, I put some toothpicks in the top and then I wrapped it really well. It's easier to wrap when it's already frozen and it just stays pretty. Now, once this is cooled completely and you've got a good chill on it, then you can go ahead and just, like I said, put toothpicks in the top and cover this with your cling wrap, or don't use tinfoil, that's too heavy, but your press and seal or your cling wrap, and just loosely wrap it and it'll be just fine. So let's see. Oh, somebody said, Carolyn said she made my coconut cake and it was delicious. Thanks, Carolyn, for giving me a shout out on that. Cindy Warren, love you. I don't see any more questions, so Carol says she can't make anything with the coffee. The smell of it makes her sick. Well, I'm so sorry, Carol, that doesn't work for you, but I've got lots of recipes on my page, so there are plenty more desserts. I realize that coffee isn't for everyone. I had somebody reach out and ask if there's a substitute for the coffee, and I have to say no. Tiramisu is a coffee dessert, so really without the coffee, I wouldn't even make it. You could just make it without, I suppose, and do maybe a layer of chocolate syrup or something, but it would not be tiramisu. It would just be just a delicious cake. For those of you that are looking for the recipe, Emily says, I have gone down and tried to follow your directions. I still don't see the recipe. Somebody help her. You just scroll on down. The recipe should be there. And I believe that it is. I'll check when I close this video out. And let's see. We should be good to go. I always post my recipes whenever I make a video. Like I said, you just need to scroll down and I've got some links. Scroll down below the links and you'll see the recipe. Okay, y'all. Well, I hope you will just be watching tomorrow. Tammy and I will probably go live on our way to Montgomery, and then once we get to WSFA, I'll do a live before the show and show you what all we're putting together. I'm really excited about that. So I love you. You are a blessing. I appreciate you so much. If you would, press that like button or that little heart, comment, and share this video. You bless me by sharing the video. The more the merrier. So, okay, well, Jimmy will be home shortly. Thursday is his early day. He comes home and does work in the office. So I'll have this tiramisu and give him a slice. He may want a cup of coffee too, and it's going to be a good night at the Phillips. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to try not to eat all of this and save some for Jimmy, but you know that's really hard for me. So we'll see how that goes. Wow. You're a blessing. I love you.